Bring me everyone.
What do you mean everyone?
Everyone! Yes. I don't get it.
Get away from her, you bitch!
You're gonna need a bigger boat. Welcome to a Tuesday night of Nostalgia Goes Live. I'm Thomas, and I'm going to welcome our co-host in, my friend, Victor. What's up, buddy?
Hello, friend. Do you have a drink tonight? I know you're running late.
It's on its way.
Mine was too. So I'd have more to give you.
Oh, man.
I hope we make it through before I finish all six.
It's been a day at work, so I could use a drink. So hopefully it's being mixed right now and it'll be delivered to me. So that'd be
Very
nice.
nice. Going simple, no mixing involved. But awesome. I had a hell of a day at work too, but that's not why we're here. But I want to say thank you. You were there last night. You watched me do a show with Destro as my spirit animal, and I saw you comment. I called you out. So hopefully you enjoyed.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that for a little bit. So for those of you that are watching and are G.I. Joe fans, there is a channel out there. Destro is my spirit animal. They do deep dives into all sorts of G.I. Joe stuff, but then they also do some other stuff. Long form content. You know, I think your content, you put a lot of work into scripting, and I think Destro is a little more off the cuff, which I think is more my style. So I think, you know, when I start going my route, I think maybe that is me, maybe just the more off the cuff. So kind of inspiring to watch, you know, Tale of Two Cities, right? Like,
yeah,
you can do whatever feels right for you. And I mean, you guys are pretty even as far as like YouTube success, I'd say, right?
Yeah, for the most part, he's found his niche because he does a lot of other stuff, just not GI Joe, but his GI Joe does seem to be the bread and butter. Toys and cartoons were being mine, and I do kind of go out there, and sometimes they're not. They're a little hit or miss. But I love how you mentioned, you know, he does kind of just talk. He's there in front of the camera talking about the subject. And although it's not my style. I'd rather like kind of documentary style, like to be on it, but then just kind of like you said, scripted, which is great. But somehow we worked together. So did you get any ideas or just inspired last night listening to him?
It was just cool, like kind of listening to you know, you guys are from the same era, so it's kind of the juxtaposition with you and me is that we're from completely different eras, right?
Absolutely. And tonight's going to show it again with the vehicles that we've got toys lined up.
Yeah, so I mean, getting you in the room with someone of, you know, like your caliber of collecting, right? It's just interesting. So
not to mention he's not quite your level of like I gotta have it, but he does have that, but it's not quite the same as you, because I loved your comment, you know, about self-control. So but yeah, we do have that, but we're also almost the exact same age, so there is a camaraderie with the same topics, where here we can talk about things that are, you know, you weren't very familiar with or I was already past, so it's kind of cool.
yeah, and I think the whole time I was thinking, you know what I would really love, and I'm a glutton for punishment. Almost like that battle that we did.
Yes, I remember that one. I love that one. That was good.
I would do a 2v1, and
A what? Oh,
a 2 versus 1, where
yeah.
I'd argue why I love my era of. He actually talks about later era of toys, like I like when he says, I'm looking at it through the eyes of like a kid. Like, would a kid find this fun?
Yeah.
And that's where I would defend my position that I love my neon Ninja Joes.
Yeah, I noticed when I was telling him about you loving your neon Joes, he went, "Oh," he did do that. But it was still cool. And you're right, he is actually teensy bit younger than me. So he may even have some more of that interest in the later stuff a little bit longer than maybe I did. So
I think what was fun. So the theme of the show was 1982 GI Joes, but before you guys went in, what else was happening in 1982?
yeah, what else was happening, which was awesome. He threw that at me. I didn't know. So talking mostly about what did you feel, what to remember, but then he hit up all the awesome movies, which I was like, holy crap. I mean, from E.T. to Poltergeist to Rambo to Blade Runner, all these great movies that whether we watched them then or we caught them on VHS or HBO like we did back then, it was really great because we kind of were like, oh my God, that's what we were surrounded with. And all of those movies are really last today. So we did that first before hitting that initial, what was the toy store like in 82? Because as you know, toy stores now are nothing.
Which was crazy that so he sprung that on you. He didn't tell you. So you just knew all that was from 82.
Well, he said, this is what else happened in 82. Here's what's in the theater. So he let me just freely react and we could just banter. And I told him beforehand, I said, I like to just be an aside. I like to just talk. I'll interrupt. I'm just like, let's have that conversation. So he was in for it totally. Yeah. So yeah, he threw that at me. He was trying to get me to remember what was in 82, but there is so much dynamic about what 82. It's not that neon world that people think is after like 84 and 85. They go 80s neon. You know how you see a party store, 80s is neon. There wasn't that until 84, 85. It wasn't there. And then it went into the 90s. So
90s kids capitalized on it. Anthony Roman, what's up, Thomas? How you doing? Retro Anthony. Hey, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
Anthony says, I'll tag in 2v2.
There you go.
There you go. Take that however you like.
Fun. That would actually be fun though. But yeah, take it how you want. But so yeah, that would actually be kind of cool. It's always been a dream of mine to do an XYZ podcast or a video cast because I want to seriously discuss why X, Y, and Z, meaning X, Y, and some random Z to make fun of the whole time. Someone that could really take it and just have that sort of morning program sort of feel.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is you really can't have like that conversation with Gen Z because they're not nostalgic for really anything. So it's just kind of,
I would probably not just do toys. It would still be a conversation about why we are the way we are in general as people, but about our youth, about our childhood. And I think you find the right one, or you just change it all the time and you just say, you're going to be made fun of. So be ready.
I think he had like, at one point it was like 150 watching. We got like 5.
It was pretty cool. 150 watching, and I couldn't see. So he doesn't have the setup like you do. So I couldn't see. Actually, I never know how many people are on yours either. So I guess as the guest, I'm just shit out of luck.
I could tell you, there's whatever the number is, I'll just multiply it by 100.
Retro Anthony, I'm sure I could find one who's willing because they're so narcissistic that they'd be on the show. They'd handle it. And then they'd go off crying. That's fine. That's part of my show idea. So I just wanted to answer Retro there.
They'd be like, okay, boomer.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I'm not a fucking boomer, bitch.
I am pulling up my slideshow because
all right,
I finished it like 2
seconds ago. Everyone, seconds ago.
So if you're just joining, make sure you hit the like button. I'm setting up the slideshow right now. It took a lot of work in between work, not at work, because I wouldn't
didn't help that I sent you crap later.
Like, talk about the final hour. We have a fun conversation today, and I was kind of thinking about it. We've done our favorite play sets. Done the toys that made us, and for me this is just cataloging, right? And these are always things I just want to talk about because it's kind of like who else are you going to talk about it with, and then 2,
there's very few. Everyone in the chat.
I'm pretty sure there's obscure things that I like, and I feel like unless you put it out in the ether, you're not going to find out who else liked some of those obscure things. So we'll get into that.
Okay.
But as always, I know you said you didn't have any pickups.
They don't get here till Monday of next week.
That's unfortunate.
It is.
Because behold my stuff.
I can count on you, by the way, to have anything.
This was a big week. First, let's talk with the most disappointing.
Oh, I love that.
I had a friend that picked this up for me months ago, and I just haven't seen him, but I got to see him on Friday. And it was cool because he's holding on to this so I could finally declutter his house. But he did find me Count Chocula. His arm snapped as soon as I took him out of the package.
That doesn't surprise me with what I'm learning about this. Doesn't surprise me at all. Did you even try to pose it, or you're just pulling it out?
No, my brother broke his and he told me be careful, so I was super careful. And his arm just completely snapped. So
those guys need to be punished. Those guys need to be punished for making that crap.
Wasn't there was a few weeks where I just said nothing came in. No. I didn't realize
backlogged.
I didn't realize how much I had. So these are old figures, but he also picked up 2 versions of these for me as well. These are the Tracksuit Mafia. They're from Hawkeye show. If you wanted to get some no-name thugs for your selection. I know you like the no-name characters.
Nice. For everyone's context, I like getting characters that have an individual personality. But I did like Hawkeye, the show. I did overall. I wouldn't say it was like, huh? Well, your drink came magically.
Very good. Thank you. My wife bought me. What is it?
That's what wives are for.
It's a tequila pineapple. We're Tuesdays for tequila. All right.
So yeah, I like the Hawkeye show pretty good. And I thought the Tracksuit Mafia was funny to me. That was just a funny thing, but they looked good.
So on your live stream yesterday, I want to call it your away game. You're on
okay. I like my away game. Now I'm at the home team. Yeah. So yeah, what about it?
You had a conversation of how you don't purchase no-name characters, and then you picked up your Cobra officer.
Well, I did. I put a caveat to that. I mean, I needed a villain for sure. So and there is an officer and an infantry. So they've got very specific, and they have different file cards, darn it. So they have info. Don't try it with me. Don't even. I've got a justification for everything.
You showed off your wetsuit, your G.I. Joe wetsuit a couple weeks ago, and ever since then I've been like, I need it. So
wetsuit is such a great mold. It's beautiful.
I'm only gonna chance it if I find it in the wild.
Which you did. You were lucky. You found something in the wild a couple weeks back.
So I didn't find wetsuit, but I did find the Desert Scorpion.
Yes, I remember you telling me. Now he's kind of cool looking. Out of my world, a little insane, but a little Mad Max. I kind of like it.
I love it, but he also came with this giant scorpion.
Lord.
Which is this supposed to be like a robot or like a real scorpion? I don't know.
No, I think it's real.
Wow. Well, I think I think there's some comic book storyline where Dr. Mindbender like blows them up or something. 2 more things. I'll hurry. I showed off the box last week. I'm gonna hide his poo-poo. Here's my Cowboy of Mumesa.
Yeah.
And I have 2 favorite things about him. I'll just chance it with the gun, whatever.
It looks not like a pew-pew.
He has a hat that has a magnet on it, so it won't fall off. Nice little magnet. That's cool. And every Cowboy of Mumesa character is going to come with a fresh glass of sarsaparilla.
Sarsaparilla. Of course it's sarsaparilla. Gotta keep it PG.
Last but not least, I mentioned on the show before that there's a figure that I've bought multiple of, and it always has a loose arm joint. And I said I would not buy any more, but then they came out with a glow-in-the-dark version, and I bought it. And actually came in the mail, and to my surprise, it has no loose joints.
Oh, you were showing him off.
It is this Praetorian, forgot his name, Pyre. He is glow-in-the-dark. I don't know with my lights on if he will glow in the dark, but I have my big lumen flashlight. That
actually lights you up better in the video.
No, it's just I'm giving him a little.
Oh, we're not seeing it because Thomas goes nostalgic. There you go. Ooh, ghostly.
Yeah.
He's spectral. I love spectral. Good word.
Boom.
Okay, flash him some more. And good. Yeah, he's glowing.
That's pretty good.
Something cool about him.
And his joints are stiff, so I'm happy. I think he finally fixed the issue. So
His joints are stiff like me, like an old man. That,
so that is all I got.
you were talking about him though. That's great. I'm glad you got him.
No.
Nice. Good for you.
Okay. Let's check out the chat for a while. Again, if you're in there, please hit like. Draws more people to the show. Good luck. Love it. Yes. Was it a guitar from Staten Island? No. This is a funny story.
I figured when you pulled it out and said it broke the arm, I'm like, okay, this is related.
There is a guitar from my hometown story. So I have a bunch of guitars, and I left one at, we'll just say, a family member's house, and my brother was bringing stuff away from that house because it was being sold, and I had a guitar there. I asked him if he could bring it, and he brought it to me. He drove it from New York to Florida, and when I got it, I was going through the bag, and I found a big old bag of weed in it. And I know my brother is a goody two shoes, so I know it wasn't his. But I called him. I said, "Did you have weed in my guitar bag?" So, and I don't. So at the time, I was just kind of like, "Whose is this?" The person who inhabited the house, their kid, their son. He wasn't a kid. He put the weed in the bag because he thought it was one of his guitars.
Oh, got it. Now, well, he lost that.
So then my brother thought he was going to get arrested by.
Oh, how old were you? How old was everybody here?
This was like I was living in Florida for a while, so I mean, 25 maybe.
Nice.
I got 3 figs delivered today. What you get?
Ooh, would love to know what you got, Retro Anthony.
Pretty sure my cracked.
Oh,
yep, is
same thing.
Cobra officer.
You guys need a discount.
Clearly named Frank. It was already $12 at Ross, so I don't think you can get any more discounted.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
I'm just naming my Cobra officer.
Yeah, that's his kid's name. All right. Sipping my tequila pineapple.
Well, his Kittle is going to go into the Cobra army.
All right. So we went over toy pickups. That was a pretty big week. Some of these were old pickups. I don't feel bad. Like some of them were already gotten. They've already been got.
I was going to say gotten is not a word, man.
I know. Light toy news only because I didn't have time to put.
That's
together.
all right. I found some stuff that surprised me that I didn't know last week.
But first, let's go into some things you want to talk about.
Yeah. Look at you. You're good at this.
I know. Tell me about Astroglide.
When I say his name, Powerglide, I cannot help but think of lube. Although, his head is like a suppository at least. So it could go somewhere. So Powerglide, an original G1 Transformer. He was a mini Transformer. That's why he comes on that card back on the right. You'll see his original wacky, effed up transformation. Like you look at that and you're like, what the hell? His arms are at his waist. So that's the original Powerglide there for what? $299. And so he was an original. He was in the animated cartoon, which you see in the middle. That's his animation model from the cartoon. So for me, although I want an original Transformer, I don't want him to look like he's got some sort of like disease. So some bone disease. So I want the new one. So this guy comes out this year. They just announced him in January. So this is the Age of the Primes Powerglide on the left. Obviously looks a lot more like, I would like him to look. So he still looks like the toy, but he looks a lot more like the animation. So I'll be picking him up as soon as I can.
How hasn't Transformers made everything yet?
Well, they have. So here is the current Powerglide that I have. So this is the most current one. And he looks fine. He doesn't look, no, this isn't the G1. This is a remake, but he is so much smaller. So what I told you they're doing is they're taking them all and they're enlarging them just a bit to kind of match the other scale of the deluxe figures. So this guy's fine and all, but he's too small. So I need to upgrade. So I'm going to upgrade Powerglide, toss him away, not toss him, and replace him with the new guy that looks a little bit more accurate and is a lot more playable. So that's why.
What do you do with your
improving?
What do you do with your old ones?
So funny you should ask. I paint them all black and I attach them to wood like pieces of art.
Do you?
And I'll show them one day.
That's pretty cool.
They're all different. So it'll be I saw this great artist who took all of his toys, his Happy Meals, his action figures, his crap, and he made them collages. And I said, I have a vision. And so now instead of selling some of this crap, because I don't really care to sell this, I'm just gonna spray them all flat black. I put them on this nice piece of wood. They're piled up. It could be with an old Tila. It's just a messy piece of art. We'll get into that later.
I used to see a bunch of people, they would take their old collection and put it in like a rectangular frame and then soak it all in resin and then make a coffee table out of it. Like
I've seen that kind of stuff. That's kind of cool too. I don't mind it. It's nice.
I'd feel so bad doing it to my childhood toys, but like to go to like a vintage shop and just buy a lot of like random stuff and do that, that'd be cool. Anthony got Ultimate Edition Dusty Rhodes and 2 Valaverse figures. So, do you know Dusty Rhodes?
I'm guessing wrestler.
He's a wrestler, yeah.
Yes, I got it right. I honestly was looking, going, why do I know that name? But I do.
Dusty. He had a weird voice. He was funny.
So wait, he said he picked up 3 or 2 Dusty. Oh, 2 Valaverse. Okay, 2
Valaverse. Yeah.
Good stuff to pick up.
I know Destro's a fan of Vala.
Yeah.
Yeah, he picks up some stuff. I'm too chronically online. I know things. This guy doesn't have a dirty name, so I don't like him.
No, he doesn't. Swerve. So this is still a Generation 1 Transformer, but he is a remake of oh, holy crap. Anyway, he's a remodel of a first year Transformer, but his head looks different. So this is Swerve, and he hasn't been made yet. This is the first time they're making him ever since 1985. So this is the first year of him. You can see him on the right. His animation looked hellacious. His original toy isn't that bad. And I like my Transformers, an amalgamation of both. So there he is. So yeah, is coming out same time as Power Glide. Very excited that they are making this next group. But like to answer your question, they aren't done. They've never made him modern. So now they've got modern articulation and scaling. So I'm excited.
His arms in that animated shot look really uncomfortable.
Very, yeah. I can. It looks lazy ass. That's what it looks.
This next slide, I don't know anything about, so I'm hoping you could like fill in some blanks for me.
Uh-oh.
I think this was just released today by Super 7.
Oh, the Tiger Sharks. You know Tiger Sharks, right?
I know them, but I don't know much about them. Like, are these pre-Thundercats, post-Thundercats?
No, they're post. So there were 3 things. So after Thundercats' success came Tiger Sharks. And then if anybody in that chat can give me the third, there was like a trio of humanoid animals, all made by the same company, all made the same animation company. I can't remember. Tiger Sharks, Thundercats, Tiger Sharks, and it's going to take me a moment, but Tiger Sharks, again, a little bit later, I knew them. I watched their cartoon. These figures don't look bad at all, but it was exactly trying to take the success of Thundercats and just do it for underwater. It was really inventive.
Is that their thing? They're underwater Thundercats?
But they actually would transform, their bodies would actually shapeshift to the dolphin or to the octopus, the squid. They would, and he's a manta ray in the middle or a ray. So they would be able to morph to the animal, and then or they had a humanoid version in between. I know that sounds really weird.
Was there ever a crossover?
Probably in coloring books and comics. So okay, so I'm looking at a picture of them. They had a halfway. So they had their humanoid look, and then they had their halfway point. You've got a shark, a dolphin, a walrus, an octopus, even a dog. And these were all men and women. And gosh, what was the third? Let me see. Third Thundercat. Has anyone answered a third Thundercat cartoon?
How's the dog fit in?
It was a dog shark. No,
Dog shark.
So these are new. These are
they're Super 7, so I'm not excited about them, but if even if I knew what they were and they were Super 7, I'd still pass up on them.
So I have my whole Thundercats Super 7 Ultimates, and although they don't, heads and arms pop off, they don't break, they pop off, and they're really hard to get. They don't stick, and that kind of pisses me off about them, but they're beautifully sculpted. These guys are pretty flat, but they were in the cartoon as well.
Yeah, I mean they always look cool in the
in the
render.
artwork. Yeah. Silverhawks. Thank you so much, Anthony Roman. Yeah, it was Silverhawks. So that would have
Oh,
been the
was it
third one.
silver?
So
I
they
was
did.
thinking Silverhawks, but they're not really
Oh,
animals.
well, they were. I mean, they still are in the family of they're still animals. They're birds.
Uh,
Are you talking mammals? No, but some of these guys aren't mammals either. But there were 3 trilogy of cartoon. It went Thundercats, it went Tiger Sharks, and it went Silverhawks. And so
Yeah.
that was all made by the same company, just building on the success of Thundercats. Neither were as successful as Thundercats.
got it. Okay, that makes sense. The animation all looks sort of similar.
They were.
I like the Silverhawk villains. They look super cool.
Yeah, I don't know which I like better. I like their humanoid versions here, but her in her halfway where she has a squid for a head looks pretty dumb.
Yeah. How come didn't we do play sets a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
You did not have your Mumra's there was a few that you didn't have on that I was
I
surprised.
know. And the funny thing is, when I was looking today, I went, oh shit, the Mumra's tomb. But there was a reason, I do remember now, because it doesn't have enough features.
Got it.
It has one main feature, so I didn't think it was. I love it. I mean, I have a vintage Mumra tomb and fortress, but it just didn't have enough gimmicks and features for me to call it one of my top, even though I think it's great.
Bring back Voltron.
He had a cool playset too. The original.
There's companies that come out of the woodwork every now and then and do Voltron. You also didn't mention your Indiana Jones.
And I thought of it too, but it's again, it has one feature really. It's the breakaway wall, but it does come with some great stuff. The mummy in it, 13 snakes. It's got obviously the Ark of the Covenant, and it's a beautiful sculpt. So I do love my the Well of Souls. It's a really great one. So I love that. And I do have, I think they're both modern Indian Sala. I didn't want the original Indian Sala. So I just thought, I don't know. I just liked these modern versions better.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised not to see those on your list. So
I almost did.
One more in toy news before we get into our topic. And
what'd you find?
I am super excited about this.
Okay.
How are you not collecting these?
You're
These are
kidding.
amazing.
Like I didn't watch Sesame Street a lot. I told you this before. I watched the Muppets. I watched Captain Kangaroo. I watched Zoom, but I didn't really care. And I think I know why. I think I've told you this before. When I watched Sanford and Son, I was uncomfortable. And so I think it's the same, this ghetto. Like when I watch, now you're from New York, it's different. Give me a break. I'd watch Sesame Street and say, why is everything dirty and run down? And that's
I
not
watched
what it was
Sesame
like.
Street and I said, "Oh, it looks like home."
And for me, I'm from Washington State. I was like, what is this? Why is it all dirty? And it was weird to me. So I wasn't a fan as a kid. But I gotta say, I'm looking here going, is that First Bird? What's going on the right?
I think that is early on.
I think
That's
it's
the early
early.
stages of Big Bird. I remember either early stages or like when he got sad, he would look like that.
The Big Bird's amazing. The second head is Wolf. It's got it.
It's the original Big Bird.
I think so. You're right. And they made him much more cute and like comfortable to kids to watch. The first one looks like an albatross. I don't know.
We used to love the movie Follow That Bird, and it was made in the same, I would say, spirit as the Muppet movies. It just had
I remember.
many.
It was really popular for kids. It really
so
was.
many celebrity cameos. Although the humor, there was no like adult humor in it. Actually, if you go back and watch it, there's some messed up stuff in it.
Well, and it may not have been humor. It might just have been messed up stuff we did back then. But yeah, I think Sesame Street and the Muppets, they do have a edginess difference. So I remember Follow That Bird. I'm sure it had some fun humor for adults, but oh my gosh, comes with a lot.
Comes with a lot. So every Sesame Street character comes with a letter. So I think we have A and C, and then we have the number 2 from Count. So he comes with a tie, a scarf, Teddy, and then 2 alternate heads.
And his mouth opens and closes, it looks like, from the pictures.
Yeah, articulated mouth.
He looks great. I would never collect I'm not emotionally connected to Sesame Street. And if I'm not emotionally connected, beat it. But it looks great.
There's a Sesame Street sign in the back, which they've shown at a con, and I thought it was going to come with Big Bird because I thought it would be big enough to fit in this box. Makes me think it's going to come with Oscar the Grouch because I don't think that's going to be a fully articulated figure, or maybe it will. But they might need to put more in that box. But we are getting the Sesame Street sign, which is gonna be cool.
I would hope so. I think by now you'd have it. Are they making not a play set, but any sort of diorama, or are you gonna have to make that?
The line is too soon. I might have to make something.
I
might
think
have
you
to-
should.
Yeah.
Don't y'all think you should make a Sesame Street diorama? I think so.
I should. Let's see. All
Here's
right,
some
that's
cool news.
light toy news, and we're at the 30-minute mark. You were on a live stream the other day for an hour and 45 minutes, so I know you have the stamina.
But it started at 9. I remember getting off going, I'm so tired. But we
I will
were
not-
laughing the whole time. We were spent afterwards.
Time flies when you're having fun. So,
Yes.
how do you feel about this show?
Oh, we're having a great time. It could be last 4 hours.
So we're gonna get into our topic now, and
Cool.
the fun one again. This is a catalog of favorite vehicles, not the best vehicles, just favorite. Like what?
Yeah,
we
I like
have
how you do
most
that.
somewhere.
But you do
Uh,
realize that mine were from the 70s.
Some of them.
Yeah, like 3 or 4. All right.
Anyway.
I won't beat you up on that. Come on now. There's a big difference between the two.
But I forgot to say we're on episode 17. That's crazy.
What? We haven't done this. I've done it 16 times then. That's amazing.
You've done it. You've
I
done
can't believe
16
I'm-
times. Yeah. So
I
there's
know
gonna be
your
some
brother was-
odd ones on here, at least for me. But I tried not to pick more than one from the same line.
I tried, but I looked and said no. There were lines that didn't have a good enough vehicle, wasn't even a favorite. Also, I'm sure. See, by the time you were a kid and growing up, there were so many toy lines, so
There were.
many. We were kind of
I
still
think-
limited.
There's gonna be on here that surprise you.
Well, if the Bashosaurus, because that wasn't on mine.
No, that was just in the thumbnail. Do you like the smoke I put behind the cars?
I do. It looks like they're all racing towards us. Woohoo!
I'm such.
And I don't even know what the one next to the turtle van is. So
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
All right. As always, we're going to start with your choice first. There's 10 here, so bear with us, people. And
you might
before we
like
get-
some. Let us know if you had them. Let us know if you like them or you hate them.
Yep. As we go through, let us know what's your favorite. Let us know if the ones that you see are ones that you liked. And again, one more time, go ahead, hit like. And we are going to get started with our top 10 favorite vehicles of the 80s, 90s, and also the 70s. So sorry about that.
Thanks.
So first pick, we're going to start with Victor. What do we got?
Oh, great. So this is Manta from Mask. So Mask came out in 1985. Vanessa Warfield, the character here, amazing that they got her out in that line. She is a female character. She's a villain. As we've talked before, they never made the female Gloria Baker in her Porsche, but this car is just so cool. So this is a Nissan 300ZX, really modeled pretty close to it. And I loved,
The Nissan
they're
Z.
good. What?
That's a Nissan Z.
Yeah. And
Oh, wow.
it was a beautiful car. It was a great size. Obviously, the Mask figures being so much, they weren't 3 3/4, they were smaller. They fit in really well. But this had such great transformation. The button that hit the front out, the wings popping out in the back, the jet propulsion there. She also had an ejector seat in the passenger seat. So there was a lot going on with the Manta. She was in almost every episode of the cartoon. She was a villain. She was a female, and yet they made her. And I'm glad they did, because if they had skipped her, I think a lot of people would have been really upset. I'm sad they never made the other, but Manta is high on my list. I do own an original, and I love it. So Manta, the Mask line had some wonderful products, pretty solid to this day. They have a lot of little parts and springs. Sometimes you find things that are just not working all the way, and you got to look, find the ones you want, find the ones that work the best.
I like it more now that I know it's based on a real car. Were they all built based on real car? No, they
Almost every single one.
that's cool.
Mostly the ones that are street cars. Yes.
I'm going to move on to mine, but first, there's a few chats I missed. Paint him sky blue and sad face and boom. That's in reference to Sesame Street because in Follow That Bird, he turned blue. He also comes with Snuffy. He is on the screen. He comes with Snuffy.
Wait, Snuffy. I saw a bear, but Snuffleupagus? Snuffy? Is that
Doesn't come with
Snuffy the name of his
Snuffy.
bear?
No, I think his name of his bear is Teddy.
Oh,
I think they said they were making an accessory. Oh, so then that would be awesome. An accessory pack would be awesome. So
maybe that's what the sign will come out in. Who knows?
thank you, Michael. I'll be all over that. Has to make 2. I need one for his kid. How many Modellas are you on?
I'm 2, but I'm sure I'll be done with this in a moment.
Are you really on your second one?
Yeah. It's
Nice.
beer, buddy. I'm huge. Come on.
All right, and these are not in any order of favorites or not, but
What you got?
this is one that I never had, but I wish I had.
Okay.
Tailspin,
Holy
the sea duck.
I actually love this. I mean, it seems very childlike, which it is, but I loved the cartoon and I would watch it in the 90s.
Every now and then I go on eBay and I just for curiosity, I look at the cost of certain toy lines and just to see like what would it be like to get a full set of X, Y, or Z. And I actually started looking up. We had Darkwing Duck figures that were made in this kind of cartoony, heavy plastic style. And they also made Tailspin figures around the same time. These were great figures. And we never had the Tailspin figures. And more so than the Darkwing Duck vehicle, I wanted the Sea Duck from Tailspin. This is Baloo's plane. It's a seaplane, so you can land it in water. I don't know if it would actually float, but they kind of shrunk down the design, obviously, because you're a kid. You got to fit it in your hands. But were you a fan of Disney afternoon cartoons? Probably you're a little
100%.
older, but
I was old, but so what I had done is maybe I didn't collect, buy, or play with toys. Of course not. But I still really liked these vintage, like Baloo's from the Jungle Book. So I did love that, and that they used him and King Louie in such a new and exciting way. I love that King Louie owned a bar. So I did watch Tailspin, and I think my favorites were Tailspin, Darkwing Duck, and DuckTales. Those 3 were my favorite of them all. And so tell me though, this didn't have figures?
no, it did. Tailspin did have a line. I didn't have this.
Okay, but so there were figures that fit in here, right?
Oh yeah, they
Okay.
had. I think the full roster. The villain, I forgot his name. If someone knows his name,
Don Carnage.
Darn Carnage. Yes,
Yes, I know the characters.
they made his plane too.
Oh, okay,
You
great.
kind of have them dogfight. These were
was
great. We did have one friend that had. I think he did have this, so I remember actually playing with it. So that's why it's on my list, even though I didn't physically own it. This is one of my favorite playsets of my era, the 90s.
So you say playset, it's a vehicle, of course, but did the front open? Like, was there more to this? Do you know?
Well, the cockpit opens,
Obviously, right.
so you can put Baloo in. You see Kit on the box artwork. He came separately, but
Oh, I wondered if they could ski in the back. No, I'm just curious. It really floats. It says so right on the box, buddy. So it floated.
oh, there we go. See, now I feel bad that I missed this.
Fast
even
spinning
more.
propellers. I'm reading this. Hold on. Rectangular landing gear, retractable, working mechanical wheels. Cockpit holds 2 Tailspin figures. That's cool. Playmates. They make turtles. It looks like it.
We were pretty loyal Disney Afternoon fans for a long time. And then it just kind of went away. Like it became something else other than Disney Afternoon. I don't know, but Disney Afternoon felt like it went for a while.
It went for a while. They even had, remember Bonkers or
Loves Bonkers.
yeah, there were some interesting ones at the end.
Bonkers was cool because it was just like all Disney characters. It was like Toontown.
It was Toontown. It was a Roger Rabbit knockoff because they couldn't use Roger. Yeah.
$500, 9 figures, accessory, and Sea Ducks. Do it.
So all $500 for the whole like collection?
A whole lot.
I don't know. That doesn't sound that bad.
Darkwing Duck on card is like over $120.
I don't know. I know you're tempted. You don't have enough willpower. You're going to get these next week.
Maybe.
Well, I like this. This is very cool.
A classic never dies.
It doesn't. And you know, they've made it over and over. You obviously had one later in life, right?
I never had a Millennium Falcon. I've wanted one.
Surprised, even when you were collecting. So, what made this so cool was it wasn't just a vehicle with lights and sounds, but it was a play set as well. What I really loved is you got that you take off the top. There's that section there that's very similar to the movie. So for us kids, we were like, we're right there. This is that scene. There's the chessboard. There's where he's doing, fighting the drone and Luke is fighting, and also the cockpit. Now it didn't hold 4 action figures, but it still had the landing gear you could walk down. So very, very true play to what we saw in the movie. So cool. So very cool.
Never had it. I wanted it.
You were someone if you had it.
Well, I was nobody. I was nobody. In fact, when I collected Star Wars, I didn't know anyone that collected Star Wars, so I was just a little nerd by myself.
Really? So that was the Power of the Force when it came. When did that start? When did you start? Late 90s?
I think Power of the Force started in like 96 in
They did
preparation.
vehicles though, right?
Oh, they did everything well except play sets.
Oh, really? Okay.
They would do like, I wouldn't even call them I would call them vignettes. So they're like
Oh, right. Yeah,
like
I
a
get it.
doorway, like the Endor bunker. They did like the doorway.
The door. They made the door.
Yeah, they did like cardboard cutouts of the cantina, Jabba's palace.
So why
But
didn't you get the Millennium Falcon?
I think at the time I just never saw it. If I did, I would have gotten it. And then I was swimming in other ships where probably
Yeah.
I could not have another big ship.
I don't know if anyone in your comments is even interested in this. I don't know.
Did I lose my Star Wars card? I don't know.
A little bit, but you lost that when you were like through it. You gave up.
Blah. Anyway, what do you think of this?
I thought Terminator looked bad. Look at the body. He looks like he's melting. That's the worst action figure ever. And I love Terminator, and now it's a piece of crap. And what
These
the hell is this car?
These figures were horrible. This
They
vehicle
were.
was horrible, but it was fun to play with.
100%. And I know what you mean by like that's fun. But I think I'd look at this on the shelf and go, what is that? That wasn't in the movie. That would be so my mentality.
It was just a cool like coupe, I guess. Would you call it a coupe?
I'd say that's a real is that modeled after a real vehicle?
No.
A coupe. It's a dune buggy. You jump in. I don't know.
This thing was dumb. But I loved it.
Did you have it?
Yeah, we had this one. I think we had
And it
two.
obviously launched, which is great.
Yeah,
I love the face on the front of the car. the Terminator skull.
Well, he did come with a mask. We had 4 figures from Terminator 2.
There were so many different ones that are in half, cop version, half face.
This guy by the car, he came with interchangeable arms. There was one that was Arnold in like a tank top, and if you like moved his arm down, the front part of his body popped off, and there was the, what do you call it, underneath?
Endoskeleton.
The endoskeleton was underneath. And then we had one that was just the endoskeleton.
All right.
And then we had one of the T-1000.
Yeah.
And he just looked like a cop with a helmet. And
I was about to say, wasn't he just playing?
You pushed his head down, and this like rocket launcher came out of his like back.
Oh,
stupid.
They were doing lots of different things. They were trying to make that more interesting. We all love Terminator. It's a cool movie and cool characters, but I know for a kid, they're trying to, up this. And by the way, R-rated toy line, right?
That's going to be, I'm going to make that a topic of a show
R-rated
in the future. In the future. This thing, I would not put this on the list of top best ever.
You're saying favorites for a reason. Favorites.
Right. This is a favorite because of how utterly ridiculous it is.
Did anybody else have this?
At least my brother, because we had 2.
There you go. Do you know where it is?
In a landfill somewhere.
Okay.
For sure.
All right. So this, man, every kid wanted this. It was an extension to Castle Grayskull. So the reason that the Talon Fighter, which what effing cool name, right? Talon. The Talon Fighter. As you can see, it's obviously a bird of prey. It's got these talons. It sits a high atop an extra piece of Castle Grayskull. So when you bought it, if you look on the box, it sat atop as an extra like parapet tower. And it had this great backstory that it would appear and disappear as needed. It could be run by the heroic or the villains, whoever had its power. And inside the little window there was a control panel to help, like, because it was, again, science and fantasy. So there was a lot of science in there. So it was a computer terminal as well. But then you jumped on, 2 characters could be in there. And you also could grab it. There was a handle in the back to fly it around. So it was pretty damn cool. 3 toys in 1.
I like that the stand is an extension of Castle Grayskull. Would it connect anywhere, or
it could? So look on the box, the 3 little squares. It connected to the tallest tower and made it taller.
Oh, I see.
And then the bird like came off of its wooden perch, and you flew it around. And I think this one came with a record and storybook or something. But yeah, Point Dread and the Talon Fighter. I do have that as well, right up there.
Because they remade that. They remade that, right? Do you
Yeah,
have
it's
the
for
original?
Origins. It almost looks identical.
Nice.
Yeah.
Retro Anthony says horrible figures, but hundreds of hours of playtime with these. Yeah, those vehicles were they were
I
beat
do
up.
love it's huge. I do love it. So the Talon Fighter is very big. I don't have its handle in right now, but yeah. So
Can you do that again?
Do you like that?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Trying to get
Oh,
me
and
to
there it
buy
is. There it is.
There you go. So
So-
this could be written by villains or heroes.
Yeah, depending who had the control of it. Because at the time when it came out, Master of the Universe was about who had control of the castle. It could go back and forth. And this was up for grabs anytime, the Point Dread. And look at that artwork. Who doesn't love that artwork? See in the background, you've got Triclops, Merman, and Skeletor lurking. It's great.
I accidentally pulled up a picture of the old box, and I love that they all say retro play.
Oh, that's the new box.
This is the original box, but I originally had a picture.
Got it. You can tell the difference when it says retro play, right?
Retro play.
Horrible figures. Okay.
If I remember correctly, this next one's a doozy.
Uh-oh.
I love this thing.
You love Hook so much. Sometimes when you say Hook, I just kind of go.
I think it's one of the greatest movies ever made.
I know. Sad. Your taste level is killing me.
The Strike Tank, the Lost Boys Strike Tank. This thing, it looked like a bagpipe, but it was a bladder. And I don't know if you
was it an airbag that launched it?
So on the side of the vehicle, there's these two boxing gloves.
Yeah.
I don't know why. This was not in the movie at all. And you put them inside the giant
cannon.
It really looked like a bagpipe. And then you would hit the bag. It was like a rubber bag, and it would shoot the
I can see you holding that and going and launch. It looks like it's part of the toy line, so I do like they really integrated it well.
Yeah, like it looked like a cool off-screen thing. Obviously, like, there's not much in terms of vehicles that they could have done. So I love that they just did this in the 90s, though. They're like, you didn't see this. We're just gonna make. But look at the box art. I think the box art is so good for Hook.
Okay, well, I will agree. They've done some good job, especially making it look more like tangible, realistic. The wood, the front, I love the guys. There's a place for the characters, right? The place for the figures right there.
Yeah, you lift up this brown part and you put Rufio or other lost. I don't remember it fitting two, so I think
it doesn't look like it does.
No.
But I do love that it's just a big soft bag that you kind of hit and launches it. And the punching bag, I mean, the boxing gloves are very much the Lost Boys. So.
Like, why do those exist?
Now, did you have this? You did, you said, right?
Oh yeah, we had this.
I'd play it like a bagpipe, or I'd try.
I think I used to just like squeeze it into my hair so it would like blow my hair. Just, like,
who didn't, right? Something like that. Yeah. Okay, well, that's pretty unique. I've never seen it or heard of it. I knew the Hook line, obviously, but pretty crazy, but it looks all right.
I also didn't know anybody else that had Hook figures. Like, I think we were like the only ones.
You were the only one with that bad of taste, or just no willpower.
That's how it started.
That's how it started. Okay. Well, it's a good one, though. It's a favorite of yours. I appreciate that.
Your next one.
Slave One. I did have this. And,
Can't say that. Can't say that.
I am not of that generation. Slave One. It gave it some real power. That name is very like, oh, this is badass. So we all see this in The Empire Strikes Back when Boba Fett takes Han Solo's carbonite body off and going. But I did have this, and what was so fascinating, it had a counterbalance. So see how it's landed?
Yeah.
When you put Boba Fett in and you picked it up, the wings automatically straightened out and his cockpit moved up to the viewing area. So when you landed it, it would move. So automatically counteracted. The back opened up for a teeny bit of playroom. Obviously, you could put carbonite frozen Han Solo in. but it just flew around. You had all these things had handles. A lot of Star Wars had handles, and in the back you could just fly it around, and it had its two thrusters in the back. So Slave One was just one of the coolest. It was obviously owned by Boba Fett, which he was cool until the Boba Fett series when nobody likes him now. So yeah, sad, but it's a good one. Do you know of this? Did you look at it? Do you remember it besides being in the movie? Like, did you have any sort of
I know what this. I know what this is.
You know what it is, but any thoughts about it?
Yeah, I have two different versions.
Really?
Not this one. I have a micro machine playset that opens up to a scene, but it's the original.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that before.
It's the original Slave one, and that one's really cool. But when it's folded, it just looks like a miniature version of
the ship.
A pretty good miniature version of the Slave one. Now, forgive me, I'm going to lose my Star Wars nerd card here. I have the Attack of the Clones Jango Fett version, which is like blue and yellow color scheme.
There's more. I remember it being more blue, right?
And it is still the same vehicle, but it is a fantastic vehicle. So I can only imagine if I had the Slave One version of it for Boba, it would be very similar. But that didn't make my list, but it is one of my favorites.
Is it? Okay.
Star Wars. So
yeah, I always imagine Jango's in Slave One. It's just older now with Boba.
Is it the same vehicle? And Boba?
I thought it was the same vehicle, and it's just old and tired, and he doesn't repaint. Like, it doesn't have the newness that Jango has, and he just keeps driving his dad's. It's a very fun vehicle, absolutely, and it just got a lot of play. It's one of those vehicles that I like because it's easy to handle. But I do think it's the same. I could be wrong. We might want to look it up. But yeah,
the one that I have does have a handle.
That's cool. It looks like they did very much similar mold then.
Oh, get ready. If you stick with me until May, we're going to be doing Star Wars every week.
Okay, we got May the 5th and Revenge, or May the 4th be with you and Revenge of the 5th.
Don't worry. All right. The great one.
Ready. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Boom.
Fun. Oh, Mighty Ducks.
Disney made the list twice.
Okay.
The Mighty Ducks were a movie of kids that played hockey that then the CEO of Disney said, you know what would be really fun? What if we bought a hockey team? And then they bought a hockey team. And then after that, they said, you know, it'd be even more fun if we make this into a cartoon and then give that cartoon toys. And I love those toys. I had this bike. I loved it. It was so cool. You know what it shot?
I'm looking now. I'm about to say, if that shoots hockey pucks, that's pretty cool.
It shot hockey pucks.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, this thing was awesome. So,
you know, I am aware. You had to remind me. Like, I wouldn't have remembered until you did this. I remember there was a cartoon. Obviously, I know Mighty Ducks was a movie. Emilio Estevez, Gen X King, was in it. But
Emilio.
But then I knew a cartoon, but I didn't know there was a toy line at all. And that's what I said at the beginning. Your generation had every left and right was so many toy lines that they could make. Like, I'm like, what? Yeah, okay. And so the character itself, what was his name? Ducky? What?
Wild Wing.
Wild Wing, okay. And there's still a hockey team, and this is right?
Wild Wing. They had Wild Wing, and they had Duke and Nosedive. Nosedive was my favorite duck.
You're talking, talking Rome to me, foreign to me.
Might have to. I am going to do a show talking about anthropomorphic creatures.
That's cool. But this is a great retro show for you. This would be good.
This toy line was fantastic because not only did they do so by day they were hockey players, by night they fought crime.
Were they ducks when they played hockey as well?
Oh, they're always ducks.
Okay.
But they actually released figures of them in their crime fighting outfits, but then they also released figures of them in their hockey outfits.
Okay. Did you have a lot of them?
I did not.
No. Did you have this?
I had the bike, and I had 3 Mighty Ducks figures. I just never had a chance to get more.
Okay. The Duck Cycle. That's a boring ass name.
The Duck Cycle.
Blastin' Battle Bike, though. That's a great sub name.
When researching this vehicle, I did notice a few things. They did make another vehicle that was almost like a motorcycle that looks like a Zamboni. But what does this motorcycle remind you of?
Well, a duck, number 1, a hockey mask, number 2. There's something about the side of it that looks unique.
Unique or familiar?
Well, it might be familiar because there's something about that yellow and the silver wings off of the seat that are kind of, I don't know, they just seem like they're intentional.
Okay. I'm gonna make 2 notes and then we're gonna move on. 1, those colors are the epitome of 90s fashion. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, fashion. Yeah, I can see Fresh Prince in that. Yeah,
Teal and purple, glory days of fashion. The side profile is the bottom of a rollerblade.
you know, it's so much easier to see it on the box.
Right?
And I had purple rollerblades in the 90s, by the way. So I guess I was embracing for a little while my 90s fashion.
And that is why it has made my favorite vehicle list.
Oh my God. Okay. I like it. That's a
90s
great reason to. And I love the tidbit. Thank you. I learned a
90s
little bit more about Mighty Ducks than I knew.
90s perfection. Just saying.
It's great. Launches 4. Well, you might have heard me say last night, I do like vehicles that are easy to handle. And I also love snow. I love the snow troopers in GI Joe. So here's a GI Joe that hit the list. This is the Polar Bear Battle Bear. It's a ski mobile. It could fit a couple, but I love that they had such a huge presence of snow troopers in GI Joe. They really did. It was great having Alpine and Iceberg and Snow Job. It was just really neat to have, and it's simple. It does break easy. I know that because I had it in that collection that I sold. But
Oof.
I love it. It's easy peasy.
I feel like this one should come out if they were going to remake a small vehicle and charge us $75 for it. This would be it.
Classified should really make bank by doing smaller vehicles. They have plenty of them. They really do.
This is going to be the year of snow vehicles, so I think we have a chance of getting this. I just looked at my shelf to think if I had.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
Teal and purple, the OG Charlotte.
The OG
Hornet.
Charlotte Hornets.
Yes, and
I like starter jacket.
my brother had the starter jacket and a hat, and conveniently, I had the Mighty Ducks jacket and hat. So,
you guys were all rocking it. I had the rollerblades, remember, and they weren't Mighty Ducks.
The starter jackets, those need to come back. I think there's a company that might have remade them, but those need to come back. Did you own one?
No.
Lame.
No. That was for kids.
Did you own a windbreaker suit?
Suit?
No, well, you remember like the zip up jacket and the pants
matching pants, right?
Those were big.
I did have so I had track suits in the 80s. We wore matching track suits. I do remember that. I had windbreakers, but I don't think I had matching pants, but I wore those weird 90s wrestling pants. You know what I'm talking about, right? The multicolored, bright color, Everlast, the kind of like you know what I'm talking about. I wore those. I don't know why, but
I love those, and there's a company called Go Hawaii that makes those, so I might own a couple.
You'd wear them to a rave or some sort of festival.
Those are my free balling pants.
There you go. Nothing under it.
Silverhawks, CJ Mark.
Someone else. Yep, they knew. That's good because I had forgotten.
My brother talked about the Hornets hat on his show last night because they were talking about.
Okay, that's pretty apropos, as they say in the upper crust.
Boom.
All right, I love a little sidecar, and I love Joker. This is pretty cool.
I lied. I did try. There is going to be another from this line under, but
you're a liar.
This one, I did try to keep one from each toy line. This one maybe is my favorite of the old Batman vehicles, of the ones that we had. It had a sidecar. It would launch off, and it had Joker's face on it, which is kind of weird. But then you think his face was on their jacket, so maybe it wasn't that weird.
There's nothing weird because look at the sticker on the side. That was so common on so much. So I think it's him.
I actually do have the jacket that they wear in the movies. I wear it out sometimes because I'm cool.
Is that an ejector back seat? What's going on in that little white back seat?
No, it's not an ejector. I think it's I don't know. It's just a padding, or maybe it's like launching. Yeah, I think that's the mechanism to launch the sidecar.
Oh, you're probably right.
But you can see in this picture there's Joker, but then there's also Bob the Goon.
I know Bob the Goon.
Bob the Goon, which we got as a hand-me-down from a cousin years later, and I still have him. I don't have his hat or his knife, but this vehicle was
Batman.
awesome. They did come out with some stupid vehicles. They came out with a Joker dragster or a chopper, which was dumb, but they did come out with a van, like an actual. It was the shape of like an actual like past like child catcher van. I don't want to say
Oh
that.
God, Predator van.
Yeah. My light
It's
changed.
where Joker keeps his. It's where Joker keeps his things. Yeah, all of those playthings.
But this one of the ones that we had, this one was definitely my favorite. And yeah, it just got a lot of
Why
play.
was this a favorite? Was it the just the simple launch? Was it very Jokerish? Was it easy to handle? It's one of those that fun you can pull out anytime and use.
I think all of it. So like if you had the Batmobile that was like going head to head with this thing or another, I had a bat cycle. You could do a few things with it. So like let's say if the Batmobile shot it, you can launch off the sidecar, make it look like it explode, and then just flip this thing. And this thing was sturdy. Actually, I still have it. I should have grabbed it, but I didn't.
You should have.
This is in a bucket in my garage, or
I
otherwise
think this is more of a this is more show and tell. We need to make this more show and tell.
I forgot I don't have the sidecar.
Oh,
I don't have the sidecar.
Loser.
But it's where Joker keeps his thing. Is that what that white thing is? No, I don't know. But anyway, this was a good one. Toy Biz did not make a lot of figures. I think they made more vehicles than figures, which is weird. But
I like this one. This is pretty cool. This makes sense.
And it's bright purple. Not a lot of bright purple in G.I. Joe back in the day.
No, thank God.
Very Star Wars heavy.
I am. So, because I think they started the real kick. I was trying to think of before that Fisher-Price's Adventure. People had so many vehicles, but these were fanciful. And the TIE Fighter was cool because do you know that when you shot it, the wings would pop off, right? Now you pressed a button for it. The great thing was it was simple. The opening was on the top, and that's where you stuck the figure in, which was the black TIE Fighter Trooper. And it did come with the sounds. Basically in the 70s and 80s, all you got was woo, 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 very annoying car alarm. But it was great. There was not a handle. There was a handle, but kind of stuck out extra long in the back. And you did it that way. And then you press the button and the wings would fall off. So very cool. Again, you look, oh my God, I know this from the movie. It was perfect. There was actually nothing not like the movie.
I still have this. My version.
You do?
I still,
okay.
Which I think
was a Power of the Force version.
Yeah, which I think is the same mold. I don't know what this is. Again, I'm a terrible Star Wars fan. I have 2 TIE Fighters, but one has like the pronged arms, that kind of pointy.
Yeah, that I got. Someone could correct me, but I don't think that's in the original Star Wars.
It's somewhere. It has to.
It's in the prequels.
No, it's not in the prequels because there were no TIE Fighters in the prequels.
No, but I know Kylo Ren's got pointy things, but there was no pointy TIE Fighter. I mean, Darth Vader's TIE Fighter had the cupped.
I think there was 3 different kinds. There's 3 different kinds.
But I could be wrong. I don't remember. I don't know what to call that one anyway. But yeah, the TIE Fighter with the points. I don't know it.
My favorite thing to do, because it was kind of like recreating the movie, because like aren't there the 2 buttons that are on the side?
Yeah,
of, like,
on the arms. Yeah,
like in the movie, you saw when it got blown up, it always like would kind of tumble.
Yeah.
I would always have my X-wing shoot it, and then I'd hit the buttons, and they would pop off. And these things wouldn't break. Like at least I beat mine up pretty well. The Interceptor, it's in Jedi.
Yeah. All right. So I was like, I'm gonna look it up because I don't remember seeing the Interceptor.
So I have an Interceptor.
Very cool. I want to see it myself. Return.
When we do a nothing but Star Wars episode. I'm glad we have an actual Jedi.
Was it a background or was it honest? Okay. I mean, I see it and it looks very. I'm just like, I'm looking. I don't know. I'm looking for pictures of it because I'm like, why? But I don't remember it at all.
Mine does not make any noises though, so that's.
Oh wait, they are totally at the. Yeah, wow, that's a lot of them. Okay, they're going by very fast. All right. Yours doesn't have the electric light and sound, right? Yeah.
This is probably the least wacky.
Yeah, but I love that you had this. I love Dick Tracy. I do. It's a guilty pleasure.
and we've talked about this toy line. This is an easy toy line to collect, with the exception of Madonna's figure.
Right.
These are some great vehicles, and if I really did want to turn around and pick these up, they're not that expensive. But we had both. I think we had 2 of the villain cars, which is the all black car. I think when you rolled them, their wheels made a noise. It was really cool.
I bet it made machine gun noise, right?
It was more like a ring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You could see the bullet hole stickers that were on it.
I love that's cool.
Look at those white wall tires.
And you said that all they did was repaint and give it a siren for the cop car?
I think so. I remember the wheels making some sort of noise. When I think in hindsight, I've watched a bunch of videos about the movie, and black is not heavily featured in the movie. Like there was
Correct.
like 4 or 5 main colors that Warren Beatty designed. Everything. They could have released this vehicle in so many other.
I
of
was
the
going to say, I
different
think
colors.
green and purple were
Green, purple, orange, and red. Maybe blue. But that movie's underrated. The art direction of that movie was fantastic.
100%. And the villain's makeup is great. I love Dick Tracy. The funny thing is, the more you talk about it, when I see this, I hate the action figures only because I think they're a bad design. I just don't think they look good. But I love Dick Tracy so much that I feel like I want a part of it to represent. And I'd probably get I don't know which I'd get. I got to get a car. I feel like I'm going.
Michael Palmer says Playmates toys in the 90s killed it. They did kill it. And I think when you're growing up with Turtles and Dick Tracy, they fit in the same world. Those figures were built the same. So
I agree.
Couldn't necessarily put like a G.I. Joe next to a turtle figure, but
no, but you could near He-Man though.
That is true. That's true. Playmates owes it to us to re-release the blend.
That's funny, and I'm almost like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay,
give us Madonna.
I'm just looking when Playmates started. So it started in 1966, and the funny thing is, Mattel, Hasbro, Preschool, these things that I remember. I don't remember Playmates growing up. I remember Turtles being Playmates.
I mean,
they know what they were doing beforehand.
Yeah, they weren't on. I don't think they were on the map until Turtles.
It must not have been, but I love retro. Anthony, thank you. Playmates, it does. You know that the whole story, the whole legacy of the Blanks figure. They do. They need to redo it.
All right.
I think they need a glow up. To be honest, they don't need a G.I. Joe classified, but I think Dick Tracy would be cool if somebody did a little bit of a redo.
Yeah, there's some import companies that have done like 3 of the figures. They're just super expensive.
Of course they are.
This
right
before you start,
nobody in your chat's gonna even know about this. I mean,
but this is what I like. I love learning about things I didn't know, and I know about Big Jim, but this is something that you showed me was completely new. So I'm excited to learn about this.
Well, cool. So I think this is 1977 or I think it's 1979. Big Jim, G.I. Joe comes out in 1964 as a 12-inch figure. And then in the 70s, he's no longer military. He's much more like spy action. Big Jim is your outdoorsman. He's your counter to Bionic Man. He's your counter to G.I. Joe. He's just got a bunch of guy friends that go camping. So they're all athletic. They're all physical. There's an Australian, there's a blonde surfer, there's Jim, and then there's, I think, Jack, the black guy. Like there's just this collection of guys, and there's all this, but we had the Big Jim trailer, probably my brothers. But if you look at the picture of the box on the right, what was awesome was 2 things. This side, what you're looking at, flipped up and became the canopy, and all these accessories, the table to eat at. The other side, which I think I sent you a photo of, slid open so you could actually play inside. You could actually have him. There's the bed, there's the sink. This was his camper. And it was we had large size Star Wars people too. So we had the Princess Leia and the Luke. They were there. We had Barbie. My sisters had Barbie. They were there. It was just so perfect for all the 12-inch figures. This was fun. It could be used in multiple lines. And it was like, let's go on vacation. It was truly a fun. You took it out back. You took it in the backyard. You were going over rough terrain, and then you set up a campsite because that's what you wanted to do. So it was fun. Big Jim was pretty cool. He had a lot of accessories, a lot of figures, but I think the camper is the best. They had kayaks. They had a lot of outdoorsman stuff, but this is my favorite.
So was Big Jim, like I know about him and like the Battle Cat thing.
Yes.
Was he mostly just kind of like slice of life? Like
100%. There was no villain. Big Jim, Big Jack, Big Jeff. Those were their names.
just all a bunch of buddies.
Bunch of buddies. Yep. They were going camping. They were just outdoorsmen. That's what Big Jim was. I mean, there's some, you can check out a commercial on Big Jim. It's funny. It's kind of weird, but it's cool. And it was just running it was just going, it was just part of that whole craze of that size. Of course, the petroleum fuel issues that happened made everybody reduce, and he was out. No more plastic.
No more plastic. Make it smaller.
Make it small.
But
Oh, so I was wrong. I totally thought this would be a modern Neon Joe. That's what I thought it was.
it kind of
Oh,
is.
wait. It is. It's both.
All right. So this is the Beast Blaster, and you might know this as the Thunder Machine. I've talked about this multiple times. This is my introduction to the Thunder Machine because that was way before my time. When they did eventually recolor and re-release this vehicle, I was already collecting the G.I. Joe Street Fighter line. And that is why if G.I. Joe Classified came out with the Thunder Machine, I'd be tempted to buy two because I need to make it just like this.
You'd look okay. So the Thunder Machine was already out in the regular line, but when they went Street Fighter, that's where it got this deco, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I can see you doing two and trying to be like, all right, how can I make this blue and neon green?
But it came with two figures, which was pretty cool.
Chun-Li and Blanca.
And what was pretty cool is that you can get the figures on a single card, but in Street Fighter, there's player 1 and there's player 2 coloring. So G.I. Joe did a really interesting thing where they would put the player 2 versions in the vehicles. So it was just a fun way to get those.
Wow, they knew what they were doing. Somebody in marketing was winning.
Yes.
So were these the same size? I'm looking, I can't tell from the picture, but were they the same, basically the same molds as G.I. Joe, the same construction?
These are G.I. Joe figures, 100%.
Okay. So then, like you said, this was player 2, and on player 1 was on the card, or the other way?
Player 1 was on the single card.
Okay, that's pretty awesome.
Now I'm gonna make a point here for the G.I. Joe traditionalist, and this is where, if I was talking to some of the older fans, I would say we had G.I. Joe probably from when my brother was born. So let's just say 85 to 87, 89, 88, 89. And then we had a lot. And then in between that, Batman came into the picture.
Yeah.
TMNT came into the picture. I think the boys market was losing interest in G.I. Joe. Yeah. I think we got back into G.I. Joe because of Street Fighter, because of Mortal Kombat, because of
Extreme
Ninja Force.
Yeah.
Right. Which then made.
Do you know they ran along? We just talked last night. 82. By 86, they have already got dozens and dozens of military more figures. And I do believe at the end they were struggling to like, what do we find next? Who's next? And I think this had to rebirth the line.
Yeah. So, but then it's like you can't just play with those figures. So then we'd go back to those older figures and then make us fall in love with those figures again. So,
and they could also work together. They could also play together somehow. So
next time people are hating on the neon stuff, just remember it got a younger generation into Joe's again. Just
yeah, don't try to make me feel guilty. Well, it's another mask. We started with Manta, Vanessa's Nissan, but this was a touring motorcycle, which at the time of my age, I was like, what's a touring cycle? Well, that's something you would take around Europe. It's got the saddlebags in the back. So the Vampire was a touring cycle, and Floyd Malloy here, I love their names. Vanessa Warfield, Floyd Malloy. So Floyd was hideous. And well, he's a villain. Yeah, he's part of Venom, which, Cobra, Venom. So Mask and Venom. And so he rode this. He had an awesome mask. When he put his mask on, he shot ball bearings. That's what he shot at you. It was kind of like, damn, I wouldn't want that to be shot at me. But Vampire would then turn into a flying, a bat. It would fly, turn into a flying jet, one-man jet with rockets. The rockets did fire with it was so funny, firing rockets. You kind of had to pinch them and they'd shoot out. It was the weirdest thing, but I still loved, this was my last toy I
Do you
ever
have
bought.
this?
I do. Yeah.
Good.
So this is the last toy I ever bought right here.
Is this your child?
Yeah. So there, and the top, there we go. Put it down. And there, so there it is as it's, I even have the, let me see. Will it work? Sort of. Or you can just shove them out. And then there's Floyd. So
Lloyd.
really articulate for very small. They're only 2.5, I think 2.5 inches tall, 3 inches maybe, between 2.5 and 3 inches.
Would you
So,
play
yeah.
with them with Joe's?
Say that again?
Would you play with them with Joe's?
No, because they're too short. They don't fit in scale. Nobody fit in their scale.
Messed up.
Nobody. It's small.
They tried to make their own scale.
They
You know
did,
what?
but it was great because they made very articulate vehicles, which that's what made the line was the vehicles.
Probably in the future, I bet in the 90s we had Exo Squad. They probably would have fit with Exo Squad.
I remember the name. See, again, you had so many. We were just growing that for you. We made that possible for you, by the way.
Oh, thank you. You walked so we can run.
Exactly. I lost a missile. Probably what I did as a kid. Oh well.
I'd be remiss if I didn't put the Party Wagon.
I'd be
as
upset.
a top vehicle because this one got a lot of play. It got a lot of play to the point where we lost the top. That thing was long gone. I think we broke it. Might have broke it. So it was just like a shell, but you could store your figures in it. It had rockets. It
Was
had
the Party Wagon different from the other van? Didn't they have another van?
They just had this one.
Okay.
And then every TMNT line has had a subsequent version of their own TMNT Party Wagon.
Yeah.
This is the one. This is the first one, the only one in the original line. The only thing that came close to it was the Rock and Roll Tour Bus, which I have both still. Not still. I bought them in my later years, but yeah, I think this is just iconic. It sort of looked like what you saw on screen. It wasn't completely accurate, not until we got the NECA one years later. But yeah, this one just goes down in history as probably one of my favorite play sets that got a lot of play.
What were the main features? I know the swing out seat there, right?
Still have my childhood one. It's beat to hell, but it's still complete. See,
that's
we were
nice.
We were not good at keeping things complete.
But
So
he still played his and it's beat to hell and he's got it.
So features, it would have this door that would open, and then you can have a figure sitting on it. And it had this gate with the rockets on it. So when you opened it up, those rockets would just like you would have it rolling, and then those little bombs would just like roll out. So
Okay.
it was pretty cool. Other than that, it was pretty light on features.
It was a car.
But it fit. It fit a lot of figures. So
Nice.
but the thing's a big box, so I mean this thing was built like a tank.
Could all four fit in it?
All four can fit in it. You could put Splinter, Casey, April in it. You could fit like I would say you could fit like 8 figures in it.
Did they ever make an Irma?
They did make an Irma.
Wow. Okay.
They made her. They did a weird line. It was like the birthday party line, or the tune. It was the tune line, and they made an Irma.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Well, I expected this as much, so this makes sense.
the land speeder.
You know, I don't know. Did you have one in Power of Force?
I did, and this is one vehicle I would say where the other ones are equal. The one that I have is a clear upgrade.
I'm sure. So I don't know. So was this the same? It could sit down and you could use the shifter between the seats to raise and lower it on the wheels, which was so great because they were very light and they had great shocks. Like it bounced a lot.
I want to see if you mention my favorite feature, but you go.
All right. So is it hit the front and the hood pops open?
No, but I love that.
So did that one have that as well?
Yes.
And then could you have R2D2 connect to the back of the seat?
No, but that also does not happen.
Oh,
in the movie.
No, but he's got us secured somehow. And then do the seats come out?
I don't know if the seats came out. No.
The seats came out so you could duplicate a sand man, the sand guy pulling up the seat out of the car. I mean, they easily just popped out. So that was all. But yeah, and there was a great sticker in the hood, showed the nice engine.
I think I had a sculpted hood, just saying.
Oh, of course you did. We were,
Um, this is still one of my favorite vehicles.
it's smooth, man, when it flies across the floor.
There's two features on the newer one that I absolutely loved. One, which I don't know, I don't see it here. You were able to clip, which I think is accurate to the movie. You're able to clip Luke's long rifle to the vehicle.
I don't recall that. I'd have to look into it, but I don't think so.
My favorite, and there's a few speeders that were like this, but I don't. Tell me if they did it with this. Does yours have clear wheels?
And they were not clear. No. I know that very much.
I love that they went the extra mile when they redid it to make clear wheels to give it the illusion
Sure.
that it was floating.
It was floating.
Like, you really couldn't see
felt like it was floating, but no, they were the same color brown, but they were tiny and thin and underneath, but still yours, that sounds cool.
But this is still great.
Yeah, but I like the clear wheels. That was good. I was going to say they couldn't make clear plastic, but then I'm looking at the windshield. Never mind.
They had the ability. They had
the ability.
Exo Squad are a smidge bigger. Oh wow, even bigger than that.
God,
they always felt super tiny. I love the Turtle Van. I remember buying it with money for the first time I collected from my paper route.
Nice. That is such a good memory when you get to go pay for it yourself. You get a store. I'm not going to buy this. That is a great time.
Man, I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure if I really think about it, I can think about the first thing I bought, but right now I can't. So this is another classic. I love this. So I love that you put this on here. This is the only one that I had to copy a toy. I had to copy or do a duplicate of a toy line. We had this Batmobile, and they've come out with so many better ones after this. This one never came with the canopy. They made a version of this that came out later that had like it was the cheapest plastic, but it was like supposed to be the armor that goes around it.
Oh, really?
This did have a shifter that actually launched the rockets.
I see the rockets come out of the wheel, top of the wheel well there.
It was a two-seater, and it was a two-seater not because you had Kim Basinger, but every kid probably had a Robin figure. Yeah. And then you can stick your Joker in the trunk. So
wait, the trunk opened?
The trunk did open, yes.
The trunk opened.
Yeah.
And that where, just like Joker, that's where Batman holds his thing.
I was just gonna put that.
I was like, well, what do you do with it? That's where Joker puts his things. I mean, Batman, that's cool. It looks nice. It does remind me of the original 89 movie, so it looks good. Yeah, it looks good for what it was.
With the exception of the missing canopy, this thing still looked really good. It did look good. The ones after, I would admit, they looked way better. Way better.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Technology.
But still had a lot of fun. I think,
so
I think towards the end of the list.
I think so too, but this is Condor. This was my first mask toy, which again, the loyal subjects have remade this in their first wave as well. Brad Turner. Oh my gosh. I always like to remember what their masks were. Was it Vanessa had whip. She had whip action. Her mask, she'd whip on and she'd go, but I forgot what his was. But I love that he had a crotch rocket, which was super popular when this came out. The crotch rocket was kind of new. It wasn't exactly common, but you'd see a lot more of them, and it was pretty awesome. But it becomes a little chopper, so I loved it. Brad Turner was also a rock star. He was always interrupted playing guitar when he'd have to go on a mask mission.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like this one because it's the color of my car.
Yes, it is the color of your car. Everybody, he's got a turtle van.
I do. A real live turtle van.
That's my third from mask. Yeah.
This was cool. I almost put the newer picture on here, so I had to make sure that I
almost sent it to you.
Yeah. But that one doesn't really come with much. I mean,
you know what? I saw, like I told you before, I saw a guy review it. The motorcycle looks identical. There's one difference. The very front of the motorcycle, see that little square at the end of the windshield? When it turns into a chopper, a laser rifle pops up. You can see it in the photo on the box. The new version does not do that.
Oh, they downgraded.
They did, I guess. It doesn't work. It doesn't pop up.
Jesus.
It's just up all the time. That's all.
It did come with like a like a dust effect to put on the back wheel.
It does, which is kind of cool. Yeah.
Kind of cool.
You can mirror the start of the show. All right.
All right. This is the last of your list. Last of my list.
Is
Star Wars.
what? Oh, really?
Yeah. I
Okay.
I knew you'd put some trilogy stuff on here, so I needed to put something from my
But this is
era.
a favorite?
It is up there.
Okay. Why?
And for a reason. This thing, and this is why I switched completely from buying asking for random toy lines on my Christmas or birthday list, and switched completely to collecting Star Wars. Star Wars, to me, they had so many options to collect. Exactly what you saw on screen.
Yeah.
And sometimes they miss the mark. This is one where, like, when I was playing with this, I felt like I can look at the movie, look at what I was playing, and this was it. Like they did perfectly on the 1999. They did a great job of representing what I saw in the movie. The little door opens for the cockpit, just kind of like you see in the movie.
Yep.
It had 4 missiles that shot out, which was really cool. The actual blaster, the cannon on top turns the turret, and then you could do like a blast option where it shoots off that middle section, so you can have some battle droids in there and they just like fly out. So this thing
There's a lot of features.
was really cool, and for movie accuracy, it is up there with my favorite Star Wars vehicles.
Okay, well, that's pretty amazing. It's all right. I mean, I never was a fan of the prequels, but the vehicle itself is also kind of wacky. I like the blast effects.
I think if you go back, despite whatever you think about Episode 1, I think if you watch the Gungan battle on Naboo and watch the, I guess, cinematography of how the battle droids come out and the music stops and it's just all quiet,
Yeah.
and they all start like loading out, it's creepy, but it's cool.
That's told you.
And yeah, so this is it. This is I had to put, of course, I had to put Star Wars on the list, but
Well, Trade Federation tank. That's okay. The last one on your list. Huh? Well, that's good. It was a good list overall. I mean, really.
from the both of us, I think.
All right. I appreciate that.
Yeah, let's remove. All right.
Some
So I
favorites.
kept you less than last night, so
Yeah, it's true. I mean, that was just going and going, but this was great. I do like talking toys, and that's fun. Always looking at toy news if there's something good too. So thank you.
What's up next for you?
I'm doing GI Joe Classified. I am talking about how it's probably the best glow up of a toy line. So yeah, I am going to kind of compare, show how it is probably the best glow up, the most modern version of a famous 80s toy line. So anyone who wants to debate it, they can. I don't care. But come and watch the show. Comes at 11:15 p.m. on Thursday night.
Nice. Really excited. I'm going to venture into your world a little bit. I'm going to try my hand at some long form essays. I guess, is that what you call it?
I don't, but okay. I do call them long form video, but I call them documentaries. So
Documentaries.
I don't say that word. I just call them. I don't call them essays. I talk for a minute and then I let it go, and I do a lot of pictures. You know me. I got editing. I got tons of video and images, but I don't know. Are you going to just talk about a topic?
So the first topic is going to be the most iconic 90s playsets. So
Okay.
I'm
Nice.
working on it right now, and I'm just riffing. There's no script. However, there is a lot of editing. So
Yeah,
it is taking me a really long time to do it, but I'm hoping to, maybe be the yin to your yang.
No, that'd be great. I'd love to see it. I'm excited for this. I think for me, it'd be harder because I've thought about it. Like, do I take a topic and I just talk about it and then I throw some photos in over it? I don't think I could, because I'd want to add more. I'd start tangenting. I'd be back. Then the editing would get really, really serious. So I like writing a script, but that's
luckily I've when I just kind of free flow talk, I haven't gone on too many riffs. So we'll see.
Okay.
Hopefully it comes out good. I think it's an evergreen topic that people can come in, tell me
I think so.
Tell me my choices are stupid, or not. Maybe they'll like.
You want them to do that because it's engagement. People tell us we're dumb. Tell us it's a bad choice. Who cares?
Tell us we suck. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us on
being here.
Tuesday evening. Victor, hope you are able to rest. You've had 2 live streams in a row, so we'll get you out of here. And everybody that joined us today, thank you, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.